In this lesson, we are going to be looking at the G major scale, 3-note per string in all 7 positions. Now, there can be a lot of confusion around the scale positions and the modes, and I'm going to explain the modes in a separate video. So for this purpose, I'd just like you to focus solely on thinking about position shapes of the same scale. So this is a G major, G major scale, and these are the 7 positions of that one scale. And what I'm going to do is quickly recap the shapes for you and then explain about how you can use these to play in different keys and how I find them useful for improvising. Okay, so let's get right into it. Very quickly, you can see my wonderfully homemade charts here. Starting on fret 3, we have this shape here. You repeat it on the A string. So that's great straight away. 3, 4. Okay, then you have this shape where this finger moves in. And you repeat that twice. And then you have this shape and this shape. If you're in standard tuning, that's what I did there. I actually play in fourths, so I have to go back 1 string. Don't let that confuse you. I'm just making that clear. These charts are in standard tuning, so you can see quite clearly what's happening there. So the good thing about all these 7 positions is they are all made up exclusively of the same shapes here. So the major scale, or the first position, that's quite handy because you have all 3 of them in a row. So the first one repeats, then we bring this finger in, then it repeats. Okay, then we have this shape in standard tuning, and then that repeats. I'm playing it here. So the whole thing sounds like this: 3, 4. Okay, now I'm not going to go through every single fingering. I will show you them on the charts, but I'm just going to play them slowly so you can see them. This is the second position, starting with the first finger. Again, that's in my tuning. This is standard tuning. Okay, next position is as follows. Very homemade. I like it. Blue Peter vibes. All right, so this is the next position, third position. Fourth position. Okay, then we have the 5th and 6th. All right, so 5th, you can see the fret markers here, starts on the 10th position. Okay, 6th. And then finally the 7th position. It looks like this and sounds like this. Okay, so let's go back to explaining a little bit about how these all work together. Again, excuse my homemade version. Maybe I'll digitize that and tidy that up for you later. But anyway, this is where it gets interesting. So again, thinking of these positions, they will always be the same in every single key. The only thing that changes is where you start. For example, we're in G here. So that's position 1, and then 2, 3, etc. 4, 5, 6, 7. What's cool is behind 1 is always 7. So this is the first position, and position 7 that we learnt up here actually also can be played here. Okay, so position 7 is always behind position 1. Now let's take a different key, for example. Let's say C major. We play position 1 and 2, 3. So remember, position 1 here, then we go back and we have position 7. go back, then we have position 6, position 5, so you can do that in any single key. Let's take a slightly more ambiguous one. I don't know. Well, they're all the same. Okay, E flat. So let's start with position 1 here. Okay, position 2, 3. Okay, back to position 1. Position 7 behind it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And that's all in E flat. So, as I mentioned, this is a way of learning the neck, learning just the major scale initially. And like I say, it's important to realize you can extract the modes from these as well, but just for this particular video, I just want you to think of it as positions of the major scale. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is how I view the neck when improvising. So for example, I'm gonna just put a G major chord on my loop pedal here and play the positions, and you'll hear that they all work, and I may improvise a little bit at the same time. So I'm gonna start just with the first position scale, 3, 4. Now I'm going to move through the positions. So hopefully you can hear they are all working in G major. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more and improvise a little bit more musically, hopefully, but just so you can see that what I'm doing is using these scale positions. Okay, so why not start up here on the I don't know, 5th position, 3, 4. Third. Okay, I started adding some chromatics and stuff, which is something, again, we'll discuss in another video later on. So hopefully you can see now that this is a really good way of looking at the neck, and I find it very comfortable. Of course, there's the cage system and the more standard way of playing the G major, and that's absolutely fine as well. I just find this is great because it interlocks absolutely every single note of the fretboard, and there's no kind of grey areas, shall we say. So yes, I recommend you use either a loop or a backing track in the key. Get used to going up and down the positions. Try to mix it up and move at different points, just to give you a few ideas, using hammer-ons, pull-offs maybe, and yeah, try to move around and challenge yourself. So let's just do a few examples of that. 3, 4. Okay, how about okay, you get the idea. So that's the way I visualize the neck, and I think it's a really complete way to look at it. And from there, once you start to understand how these positions interlock, then the modes and everything else hopefully should fall into place and make a lot of sense.